Arto is a proof-of-concept system where users can compose augmented reality photographs using intuitive spatial input. Arto enables new photographic experiences where users naturally interact with their physical environment and have powerful, new, creative tools. Users can simultaneously compose, edit, and capture a photo, then immediately share on social networks or continue to edit later using traditional tools like Photoshop. To enable these experiences, Arto uses depth sensors in two ways. A side-facing depth sensor tracks the user's 3D gestures, enabling spatial input. A front-facing depth sensor takes 3D photographs. Depth sensors will soon be integrated into mobile devices. We envision the concepts in Arto implemented in smartphones, wearable HMDs like Google Glass, and traditional cameras like digital SLRs. Our current prototype is a digital SLR form factor built with existing depth sensors. We demonstrate 5 augmented photographic experiences. With Arto, photographers can reach into their photograph with spatial input and place a virtual light source into a physical scene. This is all done at the point of capture, so the photographer can adjust the light source, then adjust their subject given the virtual lighting, then readjust the light source, and finally take a picture. Users can also insert virtual objects or images with 3D spatial input. Users can place 3D objects simply by moving their hand in 3D. The inserted object can be occluded by the physical world and can cast shadows onto the environment. Because the editing is in situ, the photographer can fully arrange the edited composition, arranging the physical and virtual scenes to coincide. Here the photographer directs a subject taking a picture with the virtual celebrity. Complex arrangements between physical and virtual can be achieved with this process. We explore a range of intuitive mappings of spatial input to control depth of field on cameras. These are very useful for wearable HMDs, as there's currently no way to control focus or depth of field, and on smartphones and digital SLRs, these complement touchscreen interactions and physical buttons. For the first interaction, focus is controlled by moving your finger back and forth along the Z-axis, and the range of depth that is in focus, or aperture, is controlled by the distance between the index finger and thumb along the Z-axis. For the second interaction, the user simultaneously sets the focal plane and aperture by moving along the Z-axis and X-axis. For the third interaction, users select a point in the image with off-screen pointing, and the system automatically sets the correct focus. Next, we look at 3D gestures for region selection. For the first interaction, users select a region of an image by moving their finger back and forth along the Z-axis. This segments the world into foreground and background via a depth plane. We can apply fun effects, such as a black and white filter, an edge filter, a pixelated filter, or a background blur. We can select regions with off-screen pointing, with the system selecting a region that is continuous in depth. Finally, we present an augmented 3D trigger for capturing fleeting moments. In order to capture an object at a certain location, the user can place an augmented 3D trigger cube into the scene using a 3D interaction. Now, if something enters into the space of the trigger, an image is captured. The image is high resolution and high shutter speed, capturing a rapidly moving object. Because the trigger is in 3D, it is only activated if something passes into the exact 3D location. Here we show more examples from the 3D trigger. In summary, Arto demonstrates the value of spatial input and depth information to enhance traditional photo experiences.